At home, I am a 90%er. So you see this line on the ceiling here? That's what the STARLINK cord goes through. So it comes out of the floor. See this little pipe in the floor back there behind the crate? That is the 1-inch, that's a dog, PVC. Anyway, then this is a cord concealer. It goes up along, because I have dogs. Goes along, goes along, goes along, and then I didn't want to mess up my little plank wall, so I brought it down and then across my messy countertop, and then didn't quite finish, but I did put it up on this little shelf because I had it sitting on the bar here, and things get damaged sometimes. I will finish that, but I haven't decided. So this just deals with the cord coming from outside, like this cord concealer. That's just the cord from outside. I still have the cord to plug it in. Surge protector. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. So I have my surge protector, and you know, yeah, you could put a couple of USBs in there, but I'm not going to. Although I think my kid has. But you see, I started, but once this is all in there, I still have to cut a hole in the wall for the excess, tuck that away. I haven't decided what to do with the cord to plug it in. I thought about tucking it behind this guitar here. I kind of had it like that before, which this is going in a thing, but that doesn't look great either. I don't have a solution for that. Anyway, so you'll see what I mean by 90%er once we get outside as well. So, all right, hold on. Okay, so it's coming out of the house. It's got this little elbow, but this tree stump here, not looking forward to digging that. Goes, and then the trench starts, right? And then we've got our glorious STARLINK with no interference. And yeah, I still need to fill that hole in too. I just put what I could down because we couldn't mow, we couldn't anything. The weeds are already, wow, that was fast. But anyway, yeah, I've got that up on the 10-foot pole. That was what I said, 1 1/4 inch. And then you can see I've got the little adapter there. Oh, the roses are trying to grow back. But I will get this filled in, I promise. I have to get it dug first. Every time I start digging it, the dogs. I'll like get going on a project and then just never finish. But that is where we are. So those branches came down. That one, those two, and they stretched way out and like fanned over the yard. So the old STARLINK was probably right about here. I think the 75-foot cord, yeah, I think it brought it to right around there-ish. I don't know. There might still be a hole in the ground. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that was as far as I could get it before, and now I've got it over there, which was the best spot, because if I brought it over further this way, I've got this tree and these beasts to deal with, which, no. And then neighbors, like this is mine and this part of the yard is mine, but all those trees over there, that's neighbor's yard. So, Paul's update. STARLINK, my branches are deteriorating, which is beautiful, although I did bring some of the bigger chunks back behind this leaning tower of shed. I don't know where they moved it from, but it's back. Oh, I need to move that pole. All right, I'm gonna do that. All right, hold on. I gotta move this ladder over there, get my clippers, and then I'm gonna look under the house because I need to, and I need to get all the pipes that I'm gonna run the line through. And the line can be buried underground. I'm putting it inside the PVC because I have kids. That will be a line that is unmarked, only known by really me. But if you hit PVC with a shovel, you're more likely to stop. The chances of damaging the line within the PVC are pretty slim. That's my thought, at least. I mean, it seems like a lot of people just put it in the ground and sayonara, that's where it is. I started digging the trench and the dog buried the line. Number 5. If that came down, that would open up even more sky, but still, it just fucking continues. It's like a damn rainforest when you get in here. Like, well, now that those are gone, that cleared all that up, because normally if you stood here, you couldn't see that open bit of sky. It's gone. But if you stand here in my house, everybody knows this scene. And we're in the rainforest. That actually looks pretty cool. Alright, so my hair exceeded the greasiness threshold and I washed it. I honestly don't keep track of how often I wash it, but still working on the STARLINK setup. Alright, so from where I am right now, you can see the metal pole and you can see the PVC pole that's being braced by 2 fence posts there. And my funny little plumbing. Can you see that? That's 1.5 to 1 1/4 with a literal cut piece of sink pipe sitting inside of it. Because the 1.5-inch sink pipe perfectly fits the bottom of the dish. It like tapers down, it's got a little lip, and it perfectly sits inside that 1.5-inch sink piping. Although on the metal pole, I'm going to be using the 1 1/4 with the 4 set screws. So anyway, point is, there's quite a difference. So it's coming out of there to the side of the porch. And the current line, it's stretched pretty tight. But it'll be coming out and going down, 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 and then we've got the one there, but then the other one, there's a marked change in direction. And I mean, theoretically, I don't know. I'm just gonna lay out all the pipes in a minute here. So here we are again, working on the STARLINK official setup. So everybody knows about my jank temporary setup because of the 75-foot cord, which is not buried. That is where it's gonna go. I'm going to fill that pot with concrete. Right now it just has gravel in it because I needed to double check the app that I'm double checking on. This is just a 1 1/4 10-foot conduit. And then underneath, let me see if I can even show you this. We've got a bunch of fittings that come down to a 1 1/2, which that is a 1 1/2. So it's gonna take that, and then I have bushing to bring it down to 1 inch, and then I have bushing to bring it down to 3/4, and then back to 1 inch to get it to the house because, oh geez, these spiders, you knock down their webs and they come right on back. Guys, you can't be here. I need to trim these, but my trimmers, this is funny. Those, yeah, they're up there. Because I left them there because I was in the middle of a project and I had to leave. And then that's part of the branches I took down. There's some more back there. I didn't have a chainsaw, guys. I did this with a friggin' Sawzall because my chainsaws are broken. And these are big. These are not small. Let me see. I wear a men's like 10 or 11. So that is a big tree. But cutting through this with a Sawzall, not ideal. Not ideal. I mean, obviously that little cut there, that's what the pruning blade is made for, and it does narrow down quite a bit. Anyway, off topic. I need to at least take a peek under the house. I need to see what my access looks like here. Oh, I don't have my headlamp. Darn it. I have sweat in my eyeball. The one I'm putting up once I get the longer cord is putting it at a spot in the yard where I should get much better service all of the time rather than good service and then outages. Like, I can check how many outages I've had in the last 12 hours. Sometimes it's that they're working on the system, but clearly my trees are an issue and I'm not paying somebody thousands of dollars to come in and cut down trees. I don't want to get rid of all of those. Some of them are in my neighbor's yard. If I can fix it with a 10-foot pole, a $37 10-foot pole and a $2 fitting, cool. Because all these plumbing parts I have, short of my conduit, you know, the PVC I'm running from the house out there, I think this is worth it. I really do. And I'll go into that later. Maybe not. Anyway. All right, back to it. All right, break time. So I'm going to take a wild guess and say that there are people out there right now thinking, why in the name of Satan is this girl putting herself through so much for internet? Well, if you know, you know. But really, if I can get a better signal, a more reliable signal, I mean, the trench isn't dug for the current placement. and I'm obviously not going to keep it up on a flimsy PVC pipe. It's going to be moved to the 1 1/4 conduit regardless. So I figure might as well do it right, and that means work. I'm not going to pay somebody to do it, and I'm not going to pay somebody to cut the trees down. I like the trees. I like that they provide some privacy from the street. The ones in the front yard don't really help with shade in terms of the house, because that's the north side of the house. The majority of the sun is coming from the south. So, I don't know, it's more of a aesthetic thing. Also, it's incredibly expensive to have somebody take down these massive oaks. And if I do, then my yard's gonna look odd. So, anyway, through hell I go. I decided to get my own piece of 10-foot conduit and put it in a flower pot full of concrete. So I'm about to go put the concrete in there now that I've gotten all my plumbing fixtures underneath the way I want, and make sure it's nice and level and plumb and all the good things. If I film it, I film it. If I don't, I don't. Oh, right. The emails. Somebody's been asking me about when I got it and all that. So I did do a screen recording and all that, because a really important thing to note is that 7 days before they plan on processing your order, you have the 7 days to accept and pay or reject the order, cancel it, and get a refund for what you've already paid. That email for 4 days, and I noticed it when there were 3 days left. So keep an eye out for that email, especially if you know you're getting it. And that's been a problem for me. And I go to the top bar and type in STARLINK. I don't always get my STARLINK emails populated. So that was missed. I did accidentally come across it when I had 3 days left. From that day, paid the final amount. I believe it was 10 days before they shipped it out. Anyway, right now I'm waiting on the 150-foot cord. Ordered that 2 weeks ago, and that should be here around the end of the month. So another couple of weeks. It is what it is. This is with the current placement. So I did good. I think the 10-foot pole definitely helps. And those branches I cut down, apparently I did pretty good, as ugly as it is.